Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Bulgarian ebook before it's gone. Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. Today, we'll learn conversational phrases about occupations. After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your job and ask what somebody does for a living. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your occupation PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм художник.
Listen to it again, now with the English translation.
С какво се занимаваш?
What do you do?
Аз съм художник.
I'm an artist. First of all, you need to learn how to say, what do you do? That's.
С какво се занимаваш?
Listen to it again.
С какво се занимаваш? С какво се занимаваш?
This Bulgarian sentence literally translates into, what are you engaged with? But it means, what do you do in English? Now, how do you answer this question? This is the pattern you'll need.
Аз съм.
Your occupation. I'm a, an, your occupation. For example, I'm an artist.
Аз съм художник. Аз съм художник.
Here are a few more professions you can use with the same pattern. Police officer,
Полицай. Полицай.
teacher,
Учител. Учител.
Учителка. Учителка.
doctor,
Лекар. Лекар.
engineer,
Инженер. Инженер.
Now, listen to some examples.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм учител. С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм лекар. С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм инженер.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what do you do?
С какво се занимаваш?
Imagine you're a doctor. Do you remember how to say, doctor?
Лекар. Лекар.
Say, I'm a doctor.
Аз съм лекар.
Now answer the question saying that you are a doctor.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм лекар.
Now, imagine you're a teacher. Do you remember how to say teacher?
Учител. Учител.
Say, I'm a teacher.
Аз съм учител.
Now, answer the question saying that you are a teacher.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм учител.
Now, imagine you're an engineer. Do you remember how to say engineer?
Инженер. Инженер.
Say, I'm an engineer.
Аз съм инженер.
Now, answer the question saying that you are an engineer.
С какво се занимаваш? Аз съм инженер.
Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, how's your mother? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about well-being and ask how someone is doing. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Conversation About Family Well-Being PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Как е майка ти? Тя е добре.
Once more with the English translation.
Как е майка ти?
How's your mother?
Тя е добре.
She's fine. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how's your mother? That's,
Как е майка ти?
listen to it again.
Как е майка ти? Как е майка ти?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Тя е.
state of well-being. But it translates as she is state of well-being in English. For example, she's fine.
Тя е добре. Тя е добре.
Here are a few expressions related to well-being that you can use with this pattern. Great,
Много добре. Много добре.
fine,
Добре. Добре.
so-so,
Що годе добре? Що годе добре?
not good,
Зле. Зле.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Как е майка ти? Тя е много добре. Как е майка ти? Тя е що годе добре. Как е майка ти? Тя е зле.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how's your mother?
Как е майка ти?
Imagine she's great. Do you remember how to say great?
Много добре. Много добре.
Say, she's great.
Тя е много добре.
Now, answer the question saying she's great.
Как е майка ти? Тя е много добре.
Now imagine she's so-so. Do you remember how to say so-so?
Що годе добре? Що годе добре?
Say, she's so-so.
Тя е що годе добре.
Now, answer the question saying she's so-so.
Как е майка ти? Тя е що годе добре.
Now imagine she's not good. Do you remember how to say not good?
Зле. Зле.
Say, she's not good.
Тя е зле.
Now, answer the question saying she's not good.
Как е майка ти? Тя е зле.
Most people who learn a foreign language learn it so that they can one day have real-life conversations with native speakers. When you start out learning and crack open your first textbook or listen to your first podcast, having a real conversation can feel like a fantasy. When everything about a language feels new, it can be overwhelming. But this couldn't be further from the truth. While it does take a significant amount of time and effort to become fluent, having a conversation might not be as far off as you think. In this video, we'll look at 3 ways you can boost your conversational skills and start talking to native speakers. Number 1, find native speakers and practice with them. It's unlikely you live near a big group of native speakers to practice with. If you happen to be in a major or international city, your chances may be better. Check and see if your city has a general language exchange. Chances are there could be a native speaker there who is also trying to learn another language. Practicing in person with a native speaker is probably the most interesting option for honing your speaking skills. But if you can't find anyone where you live, the next best option is to look online. Luckily for language learners, the past 10 years or so have seen an explosion in online language exchange sites. On these websites, you can search for someone who is a native speaker of your target language and is also learning your native language. The idea behind a language exchange is that you communicate with them via video or text chat, and half of the time, they help you practice your target language. And for the other half, you help them practice theirs. Practicing via an online language exchange is a highly effective way to practice your conversational skills. Number 2, work on pronunciation. Pronunciation is often an overlooked skill when it comes to learning a foreign language. Most people think of a good foreign accent as a luxury rather than a necessity. But what most people don't talk about is how having a good accent boosts your listening and comprehension skills. If you can hear a sound from a foreign language and know how to make it yourself, then you're more likely to understand native speakers when they talk at normal speed, and you're also more likely to remember any new words or phrases you come across. Having a good accent means that the language no longer sounds foreign. Instead, it sounds familiar, maybe even natural. So how do you go about perfecting your accent? The best way is to break down the language into its individual sounds. Make note of any sounds that are the same or similar to your native language and of those that are different. Of the sounds that are different, spend your time practicing the ones that you find the hardest to say correctly. After you're comfortable with the individual sounds, you can start linking together words and phrases. This is where accent practice starts to get really fun and interesting. Get your hands on some native speaker audio from a TV show, song, or podcast. Play the audio back and listen closely a few times. Take note of how words blend together in speech. Then, do your best to imitate what you hear, trying to match the speaker's emphasis and intonation. Our language learning program's playback feature is perfect for this. Record yourself and compare it to the original recording. Rinse and repeat until you're comfortable with the audio selection, and then move on to something more difficult. This is how you can break through the accent barrier and really start to make the language your own. Number 3, learn phrases, not just individual words. Learning grammar and individual words is great, but it's not the only approach you should take if you want to speak fluently. In addition to your regular grammar and vocabulary, try learning whole phrases, even if you aren't totally sure how they work grammatically. Learn phrases that are specific to your needs. It's a good idea to learn phrases that are grouped around a certain setting or subject, such as simple greetings or introductions, questions for getting to know someone, or traveling comfortably. You can even learn filler phrases, which you can use so that you have something to say when, well, you don't know what to say. Learning phrases like this will help you become conversational faster. You may not understand what you're saying literally, but as long as you know the general meaning behind the phrase and know when to use it, you'll be able to talk like a native. Eventually, your knowledge of grammar and vocabulary should catch up with the phrases you know. Learning a new language should feel like an adventure. There will be plateaus and periods in your learning where it feels like you're hitting a wall, but being able to speak with native speakers and have real conversations will help you combat language fatigue. After all, talking to someone face-to-face in a foreign language is one of the main reasons we start learning in the first place. And for even more ways to gain conversation skills, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hey everyone, Alicia here. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's the matter? After watching this video, you'll be able to make complaints and ask someone else if they're having any issues. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Making Complaints PDF cheat sheet for free. Now let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е горещо.
Once more with the English translation.
Какъв е проблемът?
What's the matter?
В офиса е горещо.
The office is hot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what's the matter? That's,
Какъв е проблемът?
listen to it again.
Какъв е проблемът? Какъв е проблемът?
This Bulgarian sentence literally translates into, what is the problem? But it means, what's the matter in English. Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
В офиса е.
adjective. This Bulgarian sentence literally translates into, in the office is adverb, but it means the office is adjective in English. For example, the office is hot.
В офиса е горещо. В офиса е горещо.
Here are a few more examples you can use with the same pattern to make complaints. Hot,
Горещ. Горещ.
cold,
Студен. Студен.
noisy,
Шумен. Шумен.
dirty,
Мръсен. Мръсен.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е студено.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е шумно.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е мръсно.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what's the matter?
Какъв е проблемът?
Imagine the office is cold. Do you remember how to say cold?
Студен. Студен.
Say, the office is cold.
В офиса е студено.
Now answer the question saying the office is cold.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е студено.
Now imagine the office is noisy. Do you remember how to say noisy?
Шумен. Шумен.
Say, the office is noisy.
В офиса е шумно.
Now, answer the question saying the office is noisy.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е шумно.
Now imagine the office is dirty. Do you remember how to say dirty?
Мръсен. Мръсен.
Say, the office is dirty.
В офиса е мръсно.
Now answer the question saying the office is dirty.
Какъв е проблемът?
В офиса е мръсно.
You've studied for a while and are ready to talk to people and practice what you've learned. But where do you start? Starting a conversation in a new language can seem a bit intimidating. How do you just jump into it? In this video, we'll look at 5 ways to start conversations. Number 1. Introduce yourself in your target language. This is usually one of the first things you learn when you start studying a new language. And sometimes, starting a conversation, or continuing one, is as simple as introducing yourself. Number 2. Talking about the weather. This is a universal talking point. People talk about the weather all over the world. And just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. A great way to practice your weather conversation skills is to check out our Can-Do lesson pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. Number 3. Give compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about your conversation partner's city, country, or something specific to them personally. "Hey, your bag is super cute," or "That ice cream looks delicious." These kinds of compliments can lead to further conversation about what you complimented. In this case, it could be fashion or a local restaurant. This is a great way to make quick connections with people. Number 4. Ask for help. For example, you can ask for directions, ask about prices, or request recommendations for restaurants or shopping spots, and let the conversation go from there. People are usually happy to lend a helping hand to tourists who are visiting their city. Number 5. Learn phrases for transactions. This can include getting a room at a hotel, or telling a taxi driver where to go. When you're traveling overseas, you'll need to talk to other people in your target language. And while this might be a bit scary at first, you'll find that the people you meet are just happy that you're trying to communicate with them. So get started talking in your target language now. For even more tips on how to start conversations, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to ask and answer the question, "How do you say this?" After watching this video, you'll be able to ask someone how a word is pronounced. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your How to Say Something PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е парко място.
Once more with the English translation.
Как произнасяте това?
How do you say this?
Това е парко място.
It's parking lot. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, how do you say this? That's,
Как произнасяте това?
listen to it again.
Как произнасяте това? Как произнасяте това?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Това е
word. It's word. For example, it's parking lot.
Това е парко място. Това е парко място.
Here are a few useful words you can use with the same pattern. Parking lot,
Парко място. Парко място.
giraffe,
Жираф. Жираф.
travel,
Пътуване. Пътуване.
invasion,
Нашествие. Нашествие.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е жираф.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е пътуване.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е нашествие.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, how do you say this?
Как произнасяте това?
Imagine it's the word giraffe. Do you remember how to say giraffe?
Жираф. Жираф.
Say, it's giraffe.
Това е жираф.
Now answer the question saying, it's giraffe.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е жираф.
Now imagine the word is travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Пътуване. Пътуване.
Say, it's travel.
Това е пътуване.
Now, answer the question saying it's travel.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е пътуване.
Now imagine the word is invasion. Do you remember how to say invasion?
Нашествие. Нашествие.
Say, it's invasion.
Това е нашествие.
Now answer the question saying it's invasion.
Как произнасяте това?
Това е нашествие.
Want to speak your target language with confidence and impress native speakers? When learning to speak a new language, you have lots of things to think about, including grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. Because you're thinking of all of these things and trying to speak, it can be difficult to communicate with confidence, especially in the beginning. This is why it's helpful to make confidence-building exercises part of your language learning process. In this video, you'll learn 7 ways to boost your confidence. 1. Read out loud. This might seem pretty basic, but it's a great way to practice speaking. Reading aloud lets you practice speaking without having to think about grammar or things to talk about. Reading out loud lets you focus on your pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. It can help you learn to speak more smoothly and quickly, without even thinking about it. If you're using our lessons, read the dialogue out loud as you listen. You can read along with the dialogue tool, the lesson notes, or the transcript. 2. Read like a child. This might sound strange, but think about children learning to read. They go slow and sound everything out. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 tries before they read a new word smoothly, and a few more tries before they can read it at a natural pace. This example applies to language learning too. If you find a complex sentence in something you're reading, read it slowly at first, then speed up. With practice, you'll be able to say it easily. It might feel a bit silly to speak very slowly, but this kind of practice can help you identify tough sounds you might miss or say incorrectly when reading quickly. 3. Use the dialogue breakdown tool. If you're using our site, this is a great tool to take advantage of. It breaks down lesson conversations into individual lines. You can listen to the audio for each line, learn what each line means, and can reread and review as much as you want. 4. Use the voice recorder to record and compare yourself with native speakers. Just click on the microphone icon next to each line in the dialogue section. You can use this tool to perfect your pronunciation if you like, but this is also something you can use to work on speaking with confidence at native level speed. You'll find this tool in the dialogue section of all of our lessons. 5. Repeat and review old lesson conversations. Reviewing what you've studied in the past is the best way to make sure you maintain what you've learned. Go back to older lessons, download the lesson dialogue tracks, and re-listen to the conversations again and again. Or you can reread the dialogue lines from previous lessons until you've mastered them all. 6. Shadow conversations. Repeat what you hear out loud. This tactic is important, but it can be tricky when you're doing a brand new lesson. If you're reviewing dialogues from lessons you've done though, it's super easy to do. Just listen to the dialogue and repeat what you hear. Shadowing means mimicking the speaker as soon as they speak, following their intonation and rhythms as closely as possible. 7. Send recordings to your Premium Plus teacher. If you want to speak with confidence, there's no better confidence boost than feedback from a native speaker, and you get just that with a Premium Plus teacher. You can record yourself reciting a lesson dialogue or any dialogue of your own, and your teacher will give you specific tips on how to improve. From the tips your teacher gives you, choose at least one and practice, practice, practice. Being able to react quickly and with confidence in a conversation is typically not something you can do on your first try, but if you continue practicing, you'll gradually find yourself speaking with ease. And for even more ways to build your speaking confidence, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what's your favorite number? After watching this video, you'll be able to say many numbers and ask someone their favorite number. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Numbers PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Кое е любимото ти число? 7.
Once more with the English translation.
Кое е любимото ти число?
What's your favorite number?
7.
It's 7. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, What's your favorite number? That's.
Кое е любимото ти число?
Listen to it again.
Кое е любимото ти число? Кое е любимото ти число?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is number. In Bulgarian, we only say the number as the answer, but it means its number. For example, it's 7.
Седем. Седем.
Here are a few more numbers you can use with the same pattern. 7,
Седем. Седем.
2,
Две. Две.
4,
Четири. Четири.
9,
Девет. Девет.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Кое е любимото ти число? Две. Кое е любимото ти число? Четири. Кое е любимото ти число? Девет.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, "What's your favorite number?"
Кое е любимото ти число?
Imagine it's 2. Do you remember how to say 2?
Две. Две.
Say, "It's 2."
Две.
Now answer the question saying, "It's 2."
Кое е любимото ти число? Две.
Now imagine it's 4. Do you remember how to say 4?
Четири. Четири.
Say, "It's 4."
Четири.
Now answer the question by saying, "It's 4."
Кое е любимото ти число? Четири.
Now imagine it's 9. Do you remember how to say 9?
Девет. Девет.
Say, "It's 9."
Девет.
Now answer the question saying, "It's 9."
Кое е любимото ти число? Девет.
Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, we'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what kind of movies do you like? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about movies and ask other people about their favorite kinds of movies. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your Talking About Movies and TV PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Какъв тип филми харесваш?
Харесвам филми на ужасите?
Once more with the English translation.
Какъв тип филми харесваш?
What kind of movies do you like?
Харесвам филми на ужасите.
I like horror movies. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what kind of movies do you like? That's,
Какъв тип филми харесваш?
listen to it again.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Какъв тип филми харесваш?
This Bulgarian sentence literally translates as, what type of movies do you like? But it means, what kind of movies do you like? Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is,
Харесвам
type of movie. This Bulgarian sentence literally translates as, like type of movie. But it means, I like type of movie. For example, I like horror movies.
Харесвам филми на ужасите. Харесвам филми на ужасите.
Here are a few more kinds of movies you can use with the same pattern to talk about movies. Horror movies.
Филми на ужасите. Филми на ужасите.
Comedy.
Комедия. Комедия.
Fantasy.
Фентази. Фентази.
Romance movies.
Романтични филми. Романтични филми.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам комедия. Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам фентази. Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам романтични филми.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what kind of movies do you like?
Какъв тип филми харесваш?
Imagine you like comedies. Do you remember how to say comedy?
Комедия. Комедия.
Say, I like comedies.
Харесвам комедия.
Now answer the question saying that you like comedies.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам комедия.
Now imagine that you like fantasy movies. Do you remember how to say fantasy?
Фентази. Фентази.
Say, I like fantasy movies.
Харесвам фентази.
Now, answer the question saying you like fantasy movies.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам фентази.
Now imagine you like romantic movies. Do you remember how to say romantic?
Романтични филми. Романтични филми.
Say, I like romantic movies.
Харесвам романтични филми.
Now answer the question saying you like romantic movies.
Какъв тип филми харесваш? Харесвам романтични филми.
Want to speak real Bulgarian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at BulgarianPod101.com.
Want to speak and understand more of your target language? If so, of course, you'll need to know more words and phrases than you do now. In this video, we'll cover 5 ways to master new words and phrases fast. Number 1. Use our free vocabulary list. This is a free library of vocabulary and phrase lessons for all kinds of situations. You can learn words and phrases for current events, holidays like Halloween and Thanksgiving, and useful topics like the top 10 ways to say hello, conversational phrases, and more. You'll learn phrases that you won't find in textbooks. If you want to learn extra fast, use the slideshow tool. Just tap or click on View Slideshow, then sit back and review the words and phrases. Find the vocabulary lists in the vocabulary drop-down menu on the site. These vocabulary lists are free for all users. Number 2. Take the audio and video lessons. One of the best ways to learn new words is by hearing and using them in conversations. This is because it gives you the opportunity to understand how the words are actually used. In every lesson dialogue, you'll likely come across some words you don't know. But don't worry, because our teachers translate everything. When you hear the conversation again at the end of the lesson, you'll be familiar with the words you didn't know at first. Number 3. Learn with our 2,000 most common words list. A quick question. How many words do you think you need for conversational fluency? 3,000? 5,000? It's actually not as many as you think. Language experts say you need about 1,500 words to reach conversational fluency. With our 2,000 most common words list, you'll get access to key vocabulary words you need to boost your conversation skills. The words are broken down into simple categories, such as adjectives, nouns, verbs, food, drinks, numbers, months, and so on. So you can go category by category and focus on what you're most interested in first. With this tip, we're not talking about paper flashcards. We're talking about the smart flashcards that you can find in our premium study tools. This is an automatic system individualized for each member based on their study needs. First, you'll use the cards to check your knowledge. Then, according to your answers, the cards will be sorted according to which words you need more practice with. Words that you struggle with will be shown to you more and more. You'll see words that you know well less often. This system helps you study more efficiently. It displays the words you need to work on and knows when you should refresh your knowledge. This helps make sure you don't forget vocabulary. In every study session, these cards will help you refresh your memory on the words you learned last time and introduce new words. Number 5. Use the words. After you learn a new word, using it right away is crucial to remembering it. So, when you're done with a lesson or a vocab list, here's something you can do. Leave a comment. Make up a sample sentence and post it in the comment section. Write it down in a notebook, or shadow the word with a lessons dialogue. Our language learning program is full of tools that can help you speak more. Just pick one and get started. If you want to unlock all of these study tools, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to Conversational Phrases. We've found that the best way to learn a language is to speak it from day one. And the best way to start speaking is to learn phrases that you'll use in real conversations. In this lesson, you'll learn conversational phrases to answer the question, what are you doing during the holiday? After watching this video, you'll be able to talk about your holiday plans. And if you want to learn more vocabulary, phrases, and example sentences you can use in real-life situations, click the link in the description to download your National Holidays PDF cheat sheet for free. Now, let's take a look at some conversational phrases.
Listen to the dialogue.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да ходя на плаж.
Once more with the English translation.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
What are you doing for Unification Day?
Планирам да ходя на плаж.
I'm planning to go to the beach. First of all, you'll need to learn how to say, what are you doing for Unification Day? That's,
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
this day commemorates the day when Bulgaria's southeastern territories became part of the country in 1885. Listen to it again.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението? Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Now, how do you answer this question? The pattern is
Планирам да.
plan. This Bulgarian sentence literally translates as planning to plan, but it means I'm planning to plan. For example, I'm planning to go to the beach.
Планирам да ходя на плаж. Планирам да ходя на плаж.
Here are a few more phrases you can use with the same pattern to talk about your plans. Go to the beach.
Ходя на плаж. Ходя на плаж.
Travel.
Пътувам. Пътувам.
Stay home.
Остана вкъщи. Остана вкъщи.
Go to the movies.
Ходя на кино. Ходя на кино.
Let's look at some examples. Listen and repeat or speak along with the native speakers.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да пътувам.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да остана вкъщи.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да ходя на кино.
Okay, now it's your turn. Do you remember how to say, what are you doing for Unification Day?
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Imagine you're planning to travel. Do you remember how to say travel?
Пътувам. Пътувам.
Say, I'm planning to travel.
Планирам да пътувам.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to travel.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да пътувам.
Now, imagine you're planning to stay home. Do you remember how to say stay home?
Остана вкъщи. Остана вкъщи.
Say, I'm planning to stay home.
Планирам да остана вкъщи.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to stay home.
Какво ще правиш за Деня на Съединението?
Планирам да остана вкъщи.
Now imagine you're planning to go to the movies. Do you remember how to say go to the movies?
Ходя на кино. Ходя на кино.
Say, I'm planning to go to the movies.
Планирам да ходя на кино.
Now, answer the question saying you're planning to go to the movies.
Какво ще правиш за деня на съединението?
Планирам да ходя на кино.
When learning a new language, everyone should have an ultimate goal to work towards. Whether you want to be able to connect with a relative, easily order food while traveling, or go somewhere new, having an end goal for your learning can be very motivating. A popular but challenging goal is being able to speak like a native speaker. It's difficult to measure exactly when you reach this goal, and it's not something you can pick up using textbooks alone. So how do you work on making your speech more natural? That's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 tips to help you practice talking like a native speaker. Number 1, focus on vocabulary. If your goal is to speak like a native, you might be really focused on speaking quickly or using as many complex grammar patterns as possible. But in our native languages, we're not always trying to speak as fast as possible, and we use complex grammar patterns when necessary, not to show off. Vocabulary, however, is extremely important to expressing ourselves naturally. Your choice of words can reveal a lot about you and your understanding of the language. Most learners have had the experience of using a phrasebook or a dictionary to find a word they want to use, trying the word in conversation, and getting a look of confusion from the native speaker. In some cases, although your word choice may be grammatically correct, the word may be inappropriate for the situation or totally unnatural. This is especially important in business and other formal situations, where the right level of formality and professionalism is key. Being able to understand nuances in vocabulary words can also help you understand relationships between people just by listening to the conversation. Try to listen to many different types of conversations. Listen to how people talk to their friends, their superiors, and in customer service situations. This will give you a better idea of how to talk to others naturally. In some languages, you can omit words from sentences or use more direct communication styles. It's important to be aware of these things so you can apply them yourself. Colloquialisms and slang are also commonly used in most languages. As this sort of vocabulary is always evolving, it can be difficult to keep up with the latest words. Talk with native speakers and consume media in your target language to make sure you pick up these kinds of expressions. Media is a great resource for your learning. Ultimately, knowing the appropriate vocabulary to use for each situation will really help you sound more knowledgeable. Number 2, perfect your accent. With every language, there are unique pronunciation and intonation challenges. Some languages are tonal languages, and a change in pitch can completely change the meaning of a word. Then there's the fact that most countries have multiple dialects, and so people from one area of the country may sound different from those in another. So what is the best way to listen to a wide range of accents and different pronunciations? Video and audio resources are a great way to do this. YouTube is a perfect place to start because people from all kinds of different backgrounds upload videos to the platform. You can watch educational videos, daily life vlogs, cooking shows, a travel series, whatever interests you. Pay attention to the different ways people speak. Everyone is unique. And then practice speaking like them. This kind of practice can help you sound more natural. One note, please be aware of the type of resources you're using. For example, if you find a video where a speaker uses a rare dialect, it might not be a good idea to use that for your pronunciation practice, unless you have a special reason for studying a specific accent. As a general rule, it's best to try to search for practice resources that use a standard form of the language you're studying. Number 3, copy what you hear. Do you remember how you learned to speak as a child? We rarely learned new words just listening to them, or reading after we learned how. When we were little kids, we imitated the sounds we heard by repeating the sounds out loud. While you're talking to a friend, watching videos, or listening to audio in your target language, you can do this to try and replicate the way they speak. Doing this will help you work on mastering the flow of the language, your accent, intonation, and pronunciation. Of course, you might also pick up some new vocabulary this way. Make sure to repeat new words often. It's a great way to make sure you remember them. Try doing this using a number of different mediums and sources. That way, you'll be exposed to the diversity that the language offers and master the fundamentals of pronunciation. For example, you can watch and imitate several different YouTube videos and audio CDs, but try a few different sources, like different creators or different audio types, to make sure you experience a wide range of communication in your target language. If you're using our language learning program, you can even get your own teacher with Premium Plus. Your teacher can answer questions, give assignments, and even listen to your recordings and give you advice on pronunciation. Completing these kinds of lessons with a native teacher can really boost your confidence in your speaking skills. Becoming able to speak like a native is a popular goal for many people learning a new language. It feels great to be able to communicate smoothly, especially when the people you're talking to expect basic level sentences or broken communication. Try using the tips we've shared in this video to work on improving your speaking skills. Of course, it'll take time and persistence, but the reward will be more natural communication. And for even more tips on speaking, check out our complete language learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account by clicking on the link in the description. Get tons of resources to have you speaking in your target language. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Expand your vocabulary with our Core 2000 Words ebook. It's free and packed with essential expressions that you'll use on a daily basis. Start building your vocabulary today. Click the link in the description below to download your free Bulgarian ebook before it's gone.